Alright, something new then. These are Wes Lane's strain. This is the F2 strain of Bad Brains. Ready for the zombie apocalypse, no doubt. My understanding from Wes is that these pods were grown on plants where the seeds were taken from a regular 7-pot Brainstrain, and it crossed with something, and this is the outcome. They're a good sized pod, as you can see, and distended and misshapen and gnarly and pretty much like Wes, really. Great looking pods though, they really are nice, and I haven't had one before. As you can see, there's a little variation, but not so much. And this one's actually a little bit more spiky at the top end. But these are them. These are the Bad Brains. Let's eat the spiky one. Alright, let's cut it here. Alright, so straight off, there's a very, very distinctive smell. And I'm not sure how to describe that smell to you. It's really quite different. It doesn't smell much like a Brainstrain, or really much of sort of 7-pot type of smell at all. From the look of these pods, you might think that perhaps there was some form of Bhut, Naga involved. It doesn't smell of that either. It does smell very fresh and quite floral. A little perfumey, a little fruity, but it's a very nice smell. I don't see much in the way of oil deposits. Let's see if we can get a bit closer. There we go. All the shiny bits are actually the interior of the pepper, which is shiny itself. These aren't showing up as oil deposits. I can't see them as oil deposits here. It's just the interior of the pepper. That's a really, really great smell. I like that a lot. So, there you have it. 2nd generation Bad Brains from the dude himself. Thanks, Wes. Hi, welcome to the kitchen again. This is Nigel Carter with another review. And as you've seen in the introduction, today we have some Bad Brains. Some may say it would be the ideal pepper for me. Some might disagree with me and say it was the ideal pepper for Wes Lane. Who can tell? As you've seen, this is the beast. It's a pretty large pod. Very gnarly and bumpy and contorted. There's another one. Extremely cool phenotype. Now, this is the 2nd generation, and the 2nd generation looks almost the same as the 1st generation, so I would hope that it'll stabilize very quickly, so we shall see. I haven't taken any of the seeds out. It's all intact inside because I have some other peppers to take the seeds from. So I thought I'd give it my full attention. So let's see what the Bad Brains will do to me. Cheers! very Bhut-like. It's got a lot of acid, which is nice, but not so much sweetness. It's quite hot right now. It's not doing anything special, which again is something a little bit like a Bhut would be. Oh, it's not pepper. It's hitting the back of my throat right away. Whoa. Definitely a green undertaste at the end, but it's absolutely frying the back of my throat. Oh, that was a lot of pepper. And the heat is coming on now. It's all mouth burn. It's gone away from my throat and all sort of sat in the tongue, which is again is a characteristic of something that Bhuts do to me. And it's quite hot. Right now it's probably about red Bhut hot, no more than that. I don't really taste very much in the way of a 7-pot kind of flavour, a Brainstrain kind of flavour. But it doesn't taste like pure Bhut either. Oh, it's really starting to fry the inside of my mouth though. Excuse me. Whoa. Yeah, it's really starting to make me sweat. Although it is 98 degrees here today. It's just hot enough to scrub the flavour away. So at the moment I can't really taste very much. And it's just sitting in my mouth, sort of on my tongue, under my tongue, roof of my mouth. And it's sort of going towards the back of my tongue now. Yeah, about as hot as a regular Bhut, I would have said. A regular red Bhut. Very citrusy, but no sweetness, which I was surprised at. Yeah, it's making my lips swollen too. Or at least feel swollen. That's a nice pepper. It's just hot enough to make you really sit up and take notice. But the flavours are just starting to come back, and they have that very Bhut-like flavour that is very hard to describe without really wanting to be critical, and I'm not trying to be critical at all. I always find Bhuts taste a little bit like plastic, in that there's a plasticky flavour to them, and then there's all the other stuff as well, and this has that. Yeah, it's already peaked, but it's actually kind of painful in the back of my tongue, and now it's gone to the back of my throat a little bit, and it's really starting to hurt, but the heat's on the way down. It's kind of what Brainstrains do to me. They're quite painful, and they end up this way. Back of my tongue, back of my throat being quite painful. Definitely making me sweat a lot. Now there's that lemon lime flavour coming back. It's a little bit floral, but in a nice way. Yeah, that hurts quite a bit. So, looks kind of Bhut-like. Tastes kind of Bhut-like, but I know Wes got them out of a Brainstrain pod. And I don't taste very much in the way of 7-pot or Brainstrain kind of flavour. It's primarily, excuse me, it's primarily Bhut-ish in flavour, but the heat is different from than a Bhut. The heat is more like a Brainstrain in that it sits in a different place and it's much more painful. yeah, sort of around the back of my throat, back of my tongue, sort of my tonsils if you like. They're really, really painful. But yeah, the flavour's coming back nicely. The aftertaste is very good. Quite green actually, for a yellow pod it has that green flavour. It's not really a very rich flavour. There's not really any nuttiness to it. There's quite a bit of acid and a lot less sweetness than I expected. A little floral. But yeah, those taste great. Very good. If you like Bhuts, you'll really like those. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really going down quite quickly now. But a lot of the pain's still there. And I know I like to differentiate between something that's very hot and something that's very painful. It's a very hard thing to explain. Obviously very hot is also painful, but it's not painful in the same way. So I would guess we're hitting different receptors with these. So yeah, I'm really dripping now. That's nice. Very good. Fantastic looking pods. It really does have some of the aspects of the Brainstrain in terms of the heat and where it burns and how painfully it burns, which is quite different from a Bhut, especially if it was a yellow Bhut. Very good. I like it, Wes. Thanks a lot, mate. So, this is Nigel Carter saying that was the Bad Brains F2 generation from Wes Lane. Thanks, Wes, and I'll be back with quite a few reviews in the next week or two. I've got quite a few things to chew, and I'll be filming myself as per usual. Dripping with sweat now. So, thanks very much, and I'll be back later. Bye.